KOCO 5 Sports with Brian Keating.
Coming up next on The Big Show.
Touchdown, Seattle.
It's the biggest night in pro sports. And we've got the best player on the planet.
And knocks it down.
What's the word for KD perfection? And the best moment in 12 unbelievable games.
Oh, yes, he did.
Plus, what's gone wrong in Stillwater?
Foul trouble.
Another loss on Saturday, followed by an arrest on Sunday, while the Sooners make the grade with another Bedlam win. It's coming up next on The Big Show, right now. Hey everybody, welcome into The Big Show. I am Sports Director Brian Keating alongside Abigail Ogle.
Welcome back.
Well, thank you very much.
Skiing.
Absolutely. Hey, we had quite a week. Bedlam hoops, obviously a big deal won by the Sooners. The Cowboys in a lot of trouble. One of them in particular, no doubt about that. A lot of college hoops. Yeah. We want to start the show, though. Where else? Thunder had won 10 straight. They lost last night in Washington. But let me ask you, 10 straight wins. What's your biggest takeaway for a team that's playing great?
I mean, what a January we had. We had the Thunder streak, the league's best 10 straight games, the Kevin Durant streak. What I'm really taking away from this, honestly, is the Thunder bench. You see Jeremy Lamb taking a shot right there. I think the bench has outplayed every single other bench that they've faced. I think that second unit has really come to play in these past 10 games specifically.
I think you're exactly right. Ball movement has been very good. Jeremy Lamb's a guy that's really stepped up his game. And you're right, he's gotten help, but I like KD's assertiveness. Almost 21 shots at this point. It's more than with Russell Westbrook. I don't think the Thunder are better without Russell, but KD's had to step up. He's done exactly that. The streak, it had to come to an end sometime, 12 straight games over 30 points. What will you remember of this thing?
All good things come to an end. The streak had to come to an end. Of course, you have to mention the 54 points he had against Golden State, his career best. And it's not like he's just throwing up the ball to rack up points in that game. He was 19 of 28. That's 68% from the field. And Carson Cunningham had a great stat. In his career high, those 54 points against the Warriors, he only had the ball in his hands 3 minutes. He's taken great shots. He's getting great looks.
You know what? It looks good when you make them. From three, he averaged 56% from deep during the streak. I mean, 31 out of 55. It's unbelievable shooting the basketball. 5 40-point nights. You said the 56-point night.
That leads the league as well.
Yeah, he was
40
unbelievable.
Plus games.
What can you say? We'll talk about Kevin a little more later in the show. Thunder, they played like the best team in the NBA. Do you have them as the best team in the league? I want you to rank these a little bit. So you go first. Rank your top 5 teams Powerball right now.
I did have the Thunder first. They have the best. They have the best record. They were just on the 10-game winning streak, the best in the league. Then I went with Indiana right after that. And I threw in Portland at number 3, the Spurs at 4, and then the Heat at number 5.
Heat at 5?
I'm sorry, but they're in the Eastern Conference. They don't have that much competition. And look at their record. For this, I looked at records, who they're facing, and their last 2.
All right, here's my top 5. I've got the Thunder number 1. They beat the Pacers earlier this season, so I've got them number 1 instead of number 2. They beat up the Heat, of course. They're 2-1 against the Blazers down there. And I'll tell you, Memphis, a surprise number 5. They're playing great. They're 9-1 with Marc Gasol playing superb basketball. I guarantee you it's not a team anybody wants to see in the postseason.
They're 8th in the Western Conference.
I don't care. They're playing like the 5th best team in the league. You don't want to play them right now. Speaking of the Grizzlies, though, they'll be in Oklahoma City tomorrow night. A couple of the best teams in the league. Thing I like about it, no love lost. They do not like each other at all. What are you looking forward to tomorrow night?
The leading scorer, Mike Conley, is out, and they're hosting Memphis. This is what I'm looking most forward to. They're hosting Memphis for the first time since May 15th of 2003. Do you know what happened that day? The Thunder was eliminated in the Western Conference semifinals, and Oklahoma City averages about 10 more points a game than the Grizzlies, so I'm looking forward to a Thunder win.
It's going to be tough, physical, couple of defensive teams. I think the biggest rivals, Grizzlies, Clippers, biggest rivals for the Thunder, teams that don't like each other. There's the schedule kind of as you look farther down the road the next couple of weeks. Hey, mark it down. Knicks, Sunday, noon, right here on Channel 5. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us for the pregame show. Of course, at 11 o'clock, we'll be at the Peak. Going to have a lot of fun. There's the Thunder schedule. All right, more Thunder later on in the show in a few more minutes. But first, hey, we got to talk college hoops. A bad week just doesn't stop for the Cowboys. A run-in with the Law and the Sooners. They go down at Iowa State. We're handing out grades for college hoops next. Welcome back to the big show tonight. A bad week, I guess you could say, for OSU basketball continues. Stevie Clark, freshman point guard, was arrested this morning, and it's the second time he's been arrested in the last month. Here's the details. The complaint officially is outraging public decency. Now, we'll know a lot more tomorrow when the police report comes out, but hey, it's bad news for a kid that just he can't stay out of trouble.
He was arrested on New Year's Day, January 1st, and then a month later, February 1st, I guess technically February 2nd since it was really early in the morning, but January 1st, possession of marijuana. And then we can't forget that he was suspended from the team in late November. He was sent home from the Old Spice Classic in Florida, and Travis Ford said it was for violating team policy. That was 2 arrests ago.
He's missed 5 games. Let me ask you quickly, should he be suspended the rest of the season, yes or no?
Should he? Probably. Will he? No. I doubt they will. They need him, especially the way that starting point guard Marcus Smart's playing.
He should be, though. He's gotten in a lot of trouble.
He's gotten in a lot of trouble real fast,
You're right.
too.
It comes on the heels of some losses here. They lost to Baylor at home just 5 days after losing to Oklahoma. So let me ask you, grade this thing for the Pokes. Losing to Baylor, what's the grade?
Hate to say it, though, this was an F. This was a bad loss. They should have beaten unranked Baylor at home when you're ranked 8th. Baylor was on a 5-game losing streak, ranked 9th in the Big 12. They get an F for this performance. That was not a good performance and a bad loss.
I think well, I got them an F too, but I kind of rope in the whole week. This is a team that's supposed to be better than this. They were whipped in Norman by 12, lost at home to Baylor. You're right, they're 1-6 in the Big 12. They've lost 3 out of 4, tied for 6th. They need some things to go right. They get an F for the week because this team we thought was a national championship contender. They just got to try to figure out how to finish in the top half of the league at this point. All right, Marcus Smart really hadn't been himself. What's the grade for 33?
I give Marcus Smart a D for his performance against Baylor. He was 3 of 14, Brian. He was 0 of 7 from three-pointers. You think around 4th or 5th, thinking maybe I don't have it today. Stop taking the shots. I will give him a D because he hit 9 of 11 free throws, excuse me. But in the past 4 games, he's been less than 25% from the field. 3 of 28 from three-point land in the past 4 games.
It's a lot of misses. I think you're going really hard on the kid because he is a stat sheet stuffer still. So I gave him a C because he hasn't been great, but he hasn't been that bad either. I mean, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. He can't turn the ball over as much as he had, but
4 turnovers.
They need him to be the player that was on the verge of being the National Player of the Year before January.
Not
they need him to
looking
be
like
that
that
again.
right now.
He's not playing like that right now. Meanwhile, the Sooners, they lost to Iowa State on Saturday. It's a close game. Went down to the wire, and then, of course, they beat OSU on Monday. So let me ask you this. What is the grade for the Sooners, even in the loss?
And the loss, as I said, the OSU to Baylor was a bad loss. I don't define this as a, quote, bad loss. It's an okay loss. I give them a B. Iowa State's a good team. They're ranked 16th. They're on a 4-game win, or OU was on a 4-game winning streak. I give them a B- because they didn't win. But listen to this. OU out-rebounded Iowa State 46-33. Plus, they hung in there. They were supposed to lose this game. They did. They get a B-.
They had won 4 in a row. I'll give them a B- as well. I probably should give them something higher than that because not a lot of people are going to go into Hilton and win. B-. The thing I like them, they're tough as nails. They play like that. They're gritty.
Oh, yeah.
They're fiery. They got a lot of dog in them. I like this guy's got plenty of dog in him. Ryan Spangler. Hey, what's the grade for him? He's one of the best players in the league.
He's playing fantastic, and he's really hit his stride. I'm giving him a B+ for his performance against Iowa State. He had been leading the Big 12 in double-doubles. He did not have one against Iowa State. He had 8 points, 12 rebounds. But at Bedlam, 15 points, 17 rebounds, like I said, 9th double-double of the season. That leads the conference. He has been gritty, fiery, getting to the basket, and he has been a glass cleaner for the Sooners.
He dominated OSU. There's just no way around that. Buddy Hield, 30 points. He'd get an A from me. Ryan Spangler, he's going to get an A from me, too. He wasn't great against Iowa State, but he dominated OSU, leads the conference in rebounds over 10 a game, and here he is.
I just try to out-hustle people. I think that'll put me in the right position to get the ball. And right now, they're falling in my hands right now the way I want them to. And, some games they're going to be hard to get, but lately they've been easy. And so, I just got to keep hustling for my team.
He hustles. He's got a lot of dog in him. I like that kid. All right, coming up next. All Thunder, pick 5. We've got the best moment during the Kevin Durant streak. Oh, you don't want to miss it. Keep it here. It is pick 5 time. Welcome back. All 5 Thunder tonight. Abigail Ogle, Brian Keating. So pick one. 12 straight ball games. Kevin Durant had 30 points or more.
I'm glad that's over with. I'm glad it's over with, man. I'd much rather take the win. You know, that's my type of game. That streak was good while it lasted, but that was the last of my concern. So I'm glad we won.
All right, what is the word? KD's 12 straight 30-point streak was blank.
It was heroic, but he had to be the hero for that team with Westbrook out. KD carried that team to score 30 points or more night in and night out. He got the team to the #1 spot in the Western Conference. It was a heroic performance.
It was Jordan-esque, something I hadn't
Yes,
seen scoring-wise from a guy in a long time. 4 times over 40 points. He had the 50 performance one time. 56% from threes, completely unstoppable. The most dominant scoring force in the NBA, and I loved his aggressiveness. When Kevin figured out, hey, I have to shoot it to score or we're not going to win, he can do that. I'm glad he's figured that out because even when Russell comes back, I think he's going to be aggressive. Thunder got a chance to win the whole thing if he does that. It was great to see. He does lose the streak, though, on Friday night. Thunder, they were blowing out the Nets, so it didn't even play in the fourth quarter.
He's going to be in this league for a long time, and he's going to have streaks like this probably again. It's not like he played a bad basketball game. I mean, he didn't have 30 points. I guess you can say in the last 12, 13 games, I'm the only one that can stop him from 30.
Scott Brooks is right about that.
Pretty
all right.
clever.
Scott Brooks' decision to sit Durant was blank.
The decision to sit KD was mature on the coach's part. It was mature on KD's part. Did everyone want to see the streak continue? Of course everyone wanted to see it. But rest your key players when you can. This was a big boy decision. This was a mature choice.
It was unselfishly disappointing. And I say that from my perspective. I wanted him to go out there and play. I mean, I wanted him to get the streak.
So selfishly disappointing.
Yeah, well, it was unselfishly for him. It was selfishly for me.
That's true.
You know, it's not about the records for this guy. He's going to play bigger games down the road. And he averages 38 minutes a ball game. It's third most in the league. He needed time to rest, but I wanted him to go play.
We all wanted to see it.
No
we all wanted
question.
to see it continue, but it was a big boy choice.
Yeah, the shot clock era, only Kobe and Tracy McGrady, they have streaks of 30-point games longer than Kevin Durant.
I played with some pretty good players, man, but what he doing right now is on a whole nother level. Like, his confidence, them threes he hitting, like, I don't know, like, he just in the zone.
In the zone.
Yep, all right, pick 3. What's your favorite moment in the KD streak? It was blank.
I hate that I had to pick, but my favorite moment would be the game winner against the Hawks. You're seeing it right there, 1.5 seconds left. And this was just 2 games after he sat out with a sprained shoulder. This was incredible. He had 41 points. They come back from a 14-point deficit to cap it off by hitting the game-winning shot. 1.5 seconds left. It was so clutch. This was my favorite.
I like this one because they went on to win the game. This one's mine. He got 54 against the Warriors, and when I was watching him do it, he was on. I mean, every time the ball went in the basket, I kept saying, "No, this one's not going in. This one's not going in," and they all went in. You know, he had 54 on 28 shots.
In fuego.
Kevin Wayne Durant, pretty incredible. He is an all-star for the 5th time in Oklahoma City. Serge Ibaka, he could have been, wasn't picked.
You know, he's hot on his own. He's been shooting that well for the last month. And I think he got snubbed from the All-Star game, too. So, you know, he's been playing well. And, you know, he's been definitely giving us a lift on both ends of the floor.
One All-Star for the Thunder, so Serge not being picked was blank.
It was predictably unfair. Should he be on the All-Star roster? Probably. Did anyone realistically expect Serge Ibaka to make the roster? Unfairly, no. He leads the league with 115 blocks. He's led the past 3 seasons. The last time that happened, it was just some no-name. What was his name? Oh, Dikembe Mutombo.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good. Hey, I don't know if it was unfair, but it was small market. And if he was playing in a bigger market, I think he'd be on the team. You got the best record in the Western Conference. You only get 1 All-Star. I think that's
especially with Russell
probably not good
out.
enough. The Heat got 3.
Yeah.
I get it. A lot of teams got 3. Clippers, Rockets.
But they're the #1 team.
They got 3.
Especially with Russell Westbrook out. He's had a larger role.
I think they should have had at least 2. Reward
Unfair.
winning for that team. All right, big win on for the Thunder on Wednesday. They pounded the Heat. And Scotty Brooks, he did something a little unusual. He didn't play Kendrick Perkins. Thunder, he sat him, and then Thunder went on to win a game.
I thought it was to win this game, we had to make a decision to go with a smaller lineup.
So they went with a smaller lineup. They win the game. Benching Kendrick Perkins during the game was blank.
It was an admission. They are finally admitting what we've known all along, that Perk isn't a good matchup against Miami. This was a statement, and it was an admission of something that we all know, and the game proved our point.
You're right.
They went on to win it.
You know what it was? It was about dang time.
It was about time.
Because he obviously can't play against the Miami Heat. He's played okay. He's played against the big guys. They're going to need him to win the championship. It was about dang time he didn't play them. All right, coming up next, who is winning the internet? Our favorite time of the week, favorite day. It's next.
Straight three-point attempts. 12. Durant to drive.
All right, the Winning the Internet segment goes Super Bowl halftime show because it's when Twitter exploded.
Twitter
Everyone was talking about this more than the
erupted.
game by a lot.
Yeah, well, it's being talked about more than just football fans.
Absolutely.
The girlfriend sitting at home
So
watching
what'd you
the game.
think? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Grade
Thumbs
this thing.
up. Oh, I loved it.
A, B?
And with the Red Hot Chili Peppers coming on, it was just such a different
B?
mix. An A.
An A?
It gets an
Solid.
A. But
It
this
was no
little dance.
Prince,
Well, no.
but it was good.
It was
I
awesome.
liked it.
Have a
See
good
ya.
night.